Today, the city of Tampa is celebrating a milestone. It is turning the ripe old age of 129. And while Tampa has seen its share of changes over the years, it has managed to retain the spirit and character of its roots. I hope so. Joining me today to tell us about a special celebration is Rodney Kite-Powell from Tampa Bay's History Center. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good. So this is a pretty special day, right?
It is. It is not every day that you can celebrate your city's history, and certainly one as old as Tampa, 129 years.
Now, okay, let's first start here, though. We actually have two birthdays.
We do.
Explain that.
This is Tampa's second birthday, second incarnation. Tampa is a pretty old city, and it goes back to the 1830s. In 1855, we were incorporated as a city for the first time, and went all the way through the Civil War. But in 1869, a man named John T. Leslie ran for mayor, and his only campaign promise was that if he was elected, he would abolish the city of Tampa. And he was elected, and he did it. And so there was no city of Tampa from 1869 until 1887. And by that time, Henry Plant arrived, Gutierrez and Ybor arrived, of course, for Ybor City, and phosphate was discovered. And so there was a lot going on here. And so they needed to have a city government again. And so we were reincorporated on July 15th, 1887.
All right. Well, and I know you wanted to mention Fort Brooke, because that kind of really is a place where Tampa started. Talk about kind of what people may, should know about that area.
Well, yeah, it really is the beginning of Tampa. And Fort Brooke was located in the southern end of what is now downtown Tampa. It eventually had a northern border at Whiting Street, if you're familiar with that. But it was really the Army's headquarters for the Second Seminole War, which was fought throughout Florida from 1835 to 1842. So all kinds of generals and important people were here, including Zachary Taylor, who later became president.
Oh, very cool. All right, so you guys are celebrating. This is a big day. Tell us about what's going on at the History Center.
Well, today from noon to 5, we're offering free admission. And then at 3 o'clock, we have a special panel discussion on the Latin influence in Tampa history. And after that panel discussion, we're having birthday cake.
Of course you're having birthday cake. You have to have a cake on today.
Absolutely.
Why do you think it is important that, especially on a day like today, it gives you a good opportunity to do that, but why is it important to make sure that even young generations know where we came from, know the history of kind of, where you live, where you're growing up?
Well, I think it definitely, whether it's somebody who's born here or somebody who just moved here, it really gives somebody a sense of place and a pride in where they live. And, in Florida, we really have to fight against the idea that Florida's a new state and Tampa's a new city, because there are so many new things here, and there are some people who aren't from here. People think that no one was in Florida prior to air conditioning and Disney. Exactly. And we have a history that goes back really to the 1500s. And we want people to understand that and know that, and both look at the good and the bad, because it's one of those things, you learn about the bad and you don't do that again. You know about the good and you keep doing it.
Well, and I think there's this term that people love, and there's got some charm about old Florida. And I know you can kind of discover that a little bit there at the History Center as well.
You definitely can. We have 2 floors of permanent gallery space where we talk about old Florida. Even the pioneer era, we have a cracker cabin which kids can go inside and try on clothes and look at how things were before air conditioning. And then we talk about the Seminole Wars, talk about Fort Brooke. We actually have a special exhibit about Fort Brooke in our map gallery. And so you can learn about that, the cigar industry, guavas, the whole thing.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting as we close, I'm going to put you on the spot, but is there any kind of spots in Tampa where you really think if you are wanting to kind of place yourself in old Florida, old Tampa, any spots you think you should check out?
Well, I mean, you have to go to those historic neighborhoods. You have to go to Hyde Park or West Tampa or Ybor City. That's where Tampa really began. Unfortunately, downtown Tampa doesn't really have that old feel anymore, because we've torn everything down and built new stuff, but we need to make room for the new as well.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for being here this morning. I know it's going to be a great day. So again, you can get into starting at noon today.
Starting at noon to 5, free admission. We're at 801 Old Water Street, just south of Amalie Arena, and 5 o'clock after the program, birthday cake.
Save us a piece. I love it.
Certainly will.
All right. Thank you so much. We're going to send it over to Natalie.